people want to escape. People consider fun as escaping from reality.
Many times before, I can feel this for sure. I've been here before. I can feel this for sure, for sure, for sure.
My lips are crusty. Hi guys. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning. I just got home from dropping my friend off from from the club. I want to talk about the club and how it is we participate
In deaf culture.
in alcohol and controlled substance and the effect that it has on the community. It was on my mind just because I came from the club. When do you go to the club? The number one thing, you go to the club at night, nocturnal, right? When we are supposed to be sleeping. We are supposed to be getting our full rest at night. We're supposed to rise when the sun rises and rest when the sun rests. Even if we were on universal time, we are out of sync with our natural circadian rhythm that we actually should have. When you are deprived of sleep, what does that do? That also ages you, that also puts you into an early grave. So I'm explaining how everything about nightlife in a club is considered deaf culture. That's the first thing. So you're already losing sleep. You are up at hours that you are supposed to be resting. You are already throwing off your circadian rhythm. You are already out of sync with your natural sleep schedule or how you should be sleep, which is, once that happens, that affects your health, that affects your cortisol levels, that affects your ability to perform in your daily activities in a sober state or in a state of which you will have enough energy or put in good effort. That is number one. Number two, you are consuming alcohol. Again, as I stated before, most alcohol in general has a certain percentage where it takes you to a certain state where different spirits, entities, and energies are able to latch on because it puts you at a lower state. You are operating from a lower part of a wavelength of your chakras, your system from a spiritual sense. And it is easier for demonic or lower operating spirits to attach onto you. So then what most people do with alcohol, like I used to want to do, they want to fight, they want to have sex. Of course, they're what they say, drunk minds speak sober thoughts. They're wanting to release in different ways. And also, it creates a chemical reaction where you're not able to function in a sober state, where you're not able to understand what's going on around you. So whether that's drinking and driving and you're not able to make things out clearly, you don't know what you're saying, you don't know what you're doing, you could take advantage of it. It's not safe. Number three would be drugs. You are consuming controlled substance, which also can cause a chemical reaction. And when you're already in a certain setting, again, we don't know if this drug is laced. We do not know if this is the last time your mind will ever be in a natural state where you are able to make things out vividly and clearly and make out of everything in life. Also, sometimes all it takes is one time. You could try this thing one time, this drug one time, and now you hooked. So that also can diminish your life. The fourth thing is energy. We are in a place where energy is exchanged, and energy is exchanged in a club. Those people are coming to release. They're fighting so many demons. It's people who are trying to escape their reality of their life, of there's problems at the job, problems at home, relationship problems with the kids. They are there releasing. It is not nightlife, which is surrounding around deaf culture. Number 5 is safety. You're in an environment where it's out of your control. Nothing is really in our control, but you're in an environment where so many things are going on. This goes back to the energies and so many things are taking place. You don't know what that person's mind is. That person may get into a dispute. Now people shooting, your safety is jeopardizing at risk, right? So overall, the clubbing is surrounded around deaf culture. And it's not the only way to celebrate. You could celebrate in an intimate setting. You could celebrate you could find, different ways, like unconventional ways. Clubbing gives you a feel that the other things that I just named doesn't. However, with clubbing or deaf culture, as I should say, activities, if that is what you need to release and to celebrate and to feel good about yourself, it is something that needs to be addressed internally because it's a form of escapism. We shouldn't have to have anything outside of ourselves to feel good. Things are enhancements, it is boosters, but we shouldn't rely on these things. And what happens is, in most cases, if you go that one time looking for that escape, that may become a habit. It is likely that will become a pattern and a habit. And at that point, you're doing yourself a disservice. The problems aren't being addressed. They're not being addressed. So overall, everything around clubbing and surrounding clubbing is deaf culture. And I just wanted to explain how alcohol affects the mind, the brain. It gives you a chemical reaction as well as a controlled substance. And it's not me sucking the life out of clubbing. It's not me sucking the life out of, I was just in there doing it. I'm not that in particular. I didn't drink. So it's just like, I can celebrate without that. But also it is important to understand that when you're in those settings where people are intoxicated, they are under the influence, you are able to spiritually see demons on people's face. Like I can see the horns coming out of their head. I can read people's energy more. Me being sober, I'm like, yeah, you going through this. You going through that. You going through that. And I know it's like, bitch, it's not that serious. Just have your alcohol and dance and have a good damn time. But when you go through a spiritual awakening and you realize what clubbing is and you in there sober, if you not tune into the music, which is another one that I forgot to talk about, you're not tuning into the music, you can see shit for what it is. If you're just looking around, you can see it. You can be very observant and you're noticing it internally. Or maybe I read too deep into shit. The sixth reason I wanted to discuss was the music, the frequencies of it. The wavelengths of the music that they're using is always at a lower, for the most part, a lower wavelength, right? So we're operating out of our lower energy. So the music already make you rowdy. It puts you in a different headspace. This is the same shit that they discuss in movies, right? Everything about it is surrounding deaf culture or operating in a lower state. So what about that to me says excitement, happiness, celebration? What about it? What about that mean is celebratory? What about it? I guess people want to escape on average. I just wanted to talk about what's considered like the spiritual energies that happen in the club and what is considered deaf cultures. So liquor stores on average where alcohol is sold, on average, they are called spirits, right? Most liquor stores are called spirit. It is associated with the word spirit. Alcohol is devil juice, okay? It is a spirit. The veil is thin when you drink alcohol. You are in between worlds. Different spirits take over you. It takes you to a certain vibrational state where different entities are able to attach and latch on to your spirit at that time, and you act out those different spirits. Most of the time they say when you are drunk and you vocalize how you feel, that is the true you. It's a spirit acting on a certain vibration that is causing you to react and transmute a certain feeling that the spirit is pushing out of you. That's internally, that's coming out of you externally. It's activating a certain part of you. The same thing goes for controlled substance. When you have certain drugs, it activates certain parts in your mind, in your brain, whatever. It causes a chemical reaction. Even if we want to talk scientifically, it's a chemical reaction. Those chemical reactions affect you, your mind, it affects your body, and it affects your soul and your spirit in different ways. And however you choose to express and transmute that, It's however you do it. However, the main thing is how the club is a place of exchanges of different entities and energies, and how we celebrate deaf culture as what we consider a celebration of life, of a birthday. Everything involving the club or nightlife is involving death culture, or anything to speed us up to a quicker death. Alcohol, drugs, what does that do? That puts you in a grave early. That gives you an early grave. It deteriorates your health, and it is not fulfilling for longevity of peace. In no way, shape, or form. You are literally being controlled. You are not operating in a sober mind, a sober state that is pure. Those are different spirits and entities latching on to you. So I just really wanted to talk about the club and how we have so many exchanges. When people are drinking alcohol, we're coming to the place to release. The people in the club are fighting so many different demons. And it's nothing wrong with celebrating, but if we were supposed to do something, it is not supposed to be excessively. We're not supposed to drink to get drunk, smoke to get high. If you were supposed to, drink or smoke, it shouldn't be to the point where you are taking yourself out of a state of mind to skate away from your reality, because you're technically doing yourself a disservice if that's your form of escape, and you're going to continue to look for that escape. I don't want to take the fun out of the club and everything. I always feel leery when I go to the club. I always have to cover myself, and I always have to take something with me to protect myself. I always have to pray over myself, because it is such a big spiritual experience. And the more I feel like you ascend and you go to a different point spiritually, you go to ascend and go to a different point in your life, or you connect spiritually, the more you feel out of place in certain settings like that. And this is why they often say, associate most spiritual people with being boring, crazy, or most spiritual people are isolated, or most people who have ascended for that. Me personally, I can go into those settings. I've reached a point where I can be in those settings and I can still continue to be sober. I can see it around me. I can still enjoy myself, have a good time, dance how I would like to, and turn it off when I leave. I have a good balance with it. Like even certain music that is of lower vibrational state, everything about it is, I know how to turn it off. When I go home, it's like an accessory to me. It's an accessory to me. But people consider fun as escaping from reality. And the quickest way to escape from reality without the resources, traveling, or money is through clubbing, the alcohol, the drugs. That is what people do. People are too lazy to think of other ways to transmute. People don't want to think of other ways. They want to do what's quick, easy, and what they know, which sometimes that tarnishes your life. Sum things up, as I was saying, we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience. So what I understand is I'm going to experience dark and light, yin and yang, both energies, masculine and feminine. Wherever I go, that energy will be around me. Unless I stay isolated or unless I continue to be a hermit, it will be around me. So me avoiding to go out to celebrate my friend is kind of like avoiding life, reality, what's around me. I can't control everything around me to that extent. I can only control me and know who I am and how I'm going to react to it. So I could treat this like an accessory, pick it up, look at it, smell it, put it on, and take it off and protect myself, pray over it. So now that I have that mindset, I'm able to go around certain people, go in certain settings, and still be secure within myself, understand how to protect myself even more. It makes me feel even more protected to go around temptation and know how to deny it. Go around the alcohol and say, no, I'm going to turn up. I don't want none of that shit. know how to go in these settings and be around this and react to it. So basically, I did all that work while I was in hermit mode, all that studying, all that reading. What good was it if I wasn't going to apply it? Now I could apply everything. At first I was thinking, like, okay, now that I know this, I have to just stay away from that. No. How are you ever going to apply anything you learn? I'm going to go into these settings and I'm going to see if I'm really as healed as I say I am, or if I really could avoid these things, or I'm really as disciplined as I say I am. I wouldn't know if I didn't have it right in front of me. Out of sight, out of mind. No, I need to see it and also see how I react to it. Am I controlling myself in those settings? Do I not want these things because they're not in my face, or because I actually genuinely, authentically do not want it? So now, this is the part of my spiritual journey that I'm on. I am officially at the end of the dark night of the soul. I'm ready to come out into the damn world and be more social and know how to just have a balance with being a hermit, being isolated, and knowing how to be social. I do not have to shut myself out. God has sent enough messengers to talk to me. I know this doesn't have nothing to do with the video, but to take away from this video, I, your girl me, have learned how to now finally go into these settings and say no if I don't want to, and know how to have fun and enjoy myself and dance without being off alcohol. Know how to still read the fucking room. Know how to treat this activity as an accessory and put it down. Still being able to show up. Because what I've learned is, regardless of whether I go take my ass in a club to my friend to support my friend for her birthday because she wants to see me here, knowing that I don't, it's not something I prefer, it's not something that I would do, it's not something that my first choice or something that I would recommend. I know it's me showing up as a form of support. I know I can support in other ways. I just understand now that we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience, and you're going to experience. Thanks for coming back to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time. I really appreciate you. Again, remember, it is an eye of heart, The Alchemist, and Siobhan the Great. Bye.